you know, I'm so glad that you came by here, because
so
you know it's that stuff I just keep looking at and looking at. I said, when am I going to throw it away? There was somebody that one of these days they're going to want some of this stuff.
Yes.
And then see it.
Today's the day.
Yeah.
Okay. Are we rolling?
Anytime.
Oh, this is great. Okay. Well, today is the 2nd of May, 2011. And there's a little story here. Of course, this is Alta Hester, and we have former Mayor Bill Gibson here with us. There's a little story. A former resident sent this Desert Hot Springs Annual Souvenir Edition, and this is dated 1978, and we were so pleased to get it. And when I first opened it up, there is your picture, and the headline is, "This is the nation's greatest spa city." So it really prompted us to want to come and talk to you about your memories and so on. So why don't you start by telling us when you came to Desert Hot Springs?
Oh gosh. Oh, Pueblo, when was that? I got here and seen him twice.
Oh, Cabot Yerxa.
Yeah, okay. I used to come here at least every time I got a cold in L.A., I'd come down here and they get rid of it, you know, because of the dry climate. So
you lived in L.A.
Yeah,
and
L.A. area, yes, And so every time I got sick, I come down here. And I got cold. I went back up here, you know. Yeah, and I loved it, the Desert Hot Springs, and twice I went from I can't think of the name of the lodge that we stayed there, but it's just below the lodge of his.
Oh, okay. So it could right across the street. Maybe there was one called Miracle Manor.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
Right across the street.
And then I never again I went and spoke to him, I think about twice, but he was a very quiet man, you know, and he had chickens and he had a donkey in there, and he used to haul his wood from the railroad track up here.
Right. This was in the 60s, probably.
Yes.
You think so? It seems to me.
Early in that, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was here very early, establishing his homestead, and then he went away, and it seems like he came back in the 60s.
Well, you know, the guy took over there was what was
Cole Eyraud.
Cole Eyraud, and he didn't get no publicity on it at all, and I was so angry because that guy did a lot. He took his own money. Him and I used to see. When he went in office, I was mayor, and I made him a vice mayor, and we would go to meetings and such, and then every time we got to a meeting, him and I would go look for the old stuff, you know, so he could put up there and sell, you know. But he brought that thing back because it was really in a bad shape there, you know. So I think he should get a little publicity for that. And also, I got a sign on the freeway for him, through the county Riverside, a lady there. What was her name now? I can't think of her name. Anyhow, she put the sign on there, and then later on, I got the dedication for him too. Because
did you play a role when it became a historic landmark?
I did that.
All right.
Because I mean, the county supervisor came down and gave us that. So, yeah.
They're proud of that.
And I got a picture of that one too.
Okay.
And I was kind of happy about that because he never got into nothing, you know. He was just a quiet guy, and he was a little odd guy, but I mean he was nice, you know. And he tried to bring that thing back, and he did all he could, but he got killed, you know.
I didn't know how he died.
He was going to they're going to have breakfast, I think, at
the Sidewinders?
No. Down there next to Vaughn's, a little restaurant there. What was it? What's the restaurant there?
Down by Vaughn's restaurant.
It's
I can't think. Maybe it changed.
No. I mean, this is the first restaurant that got in here. The one the kids go to.
Oh, you mean McDonald's?
Yes,
oh.
McDonald's.
McDonald's. Oh.
Yeah, that was the first one.
Oh.
And he was going across the street, and a truck came up because it's a big dip there, you know. And the truck came and run over him.
I never heard that story.
That is
Wow.
so true. And the man, I tell you, I felt so bad because he went for breakfast there all the time, you know. And he talked to people, you know. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, but he died.
Well,
right
at least you know he did a good thing, saving the Cabots,
sure did.
and then he of course willed it over to the city, and the city and the city is doing a lot now to improve it all the time. It's really getting better. So going back, when did you meet? Well, you started out by talking about Cabot Yerxa, so you just had contact with him a couple of times.
Just twice. I just seen him, and you know, he didn't want to talk. You know, I mean, he's a man up by himself there. And then I think twice that I went up there and stood next to him when he was raking the yard there. And the second time. I spoke to him on the outside, you know, because I didn't want to bother, because he was a quiet man too. He was.
When did you meet your first wife, Mary Gibson?
Mary Gibson, I met her at Young's Market Company when I was employed there.
Ah,
And,
Young's Market was in Desert Hot Springs?
No, in L.A.
Oh, in L.A.
It's a meat market, and her husband, her father worked there. And in the meantime, she'd come pick her father up because he couldn't drive at that time, and I started talking with her, and finally we got married.
Okay, but now she came here because of her parents' health. She came here as a young person. Was it Mary Gibson who introduced you to the town here?
Mary Gibson?
I mean, is she the one who told you about Desert Hot Springs?
No.
No?
I used to come with her and her mother and dad. They came here, you know, and then they came and purchased this whole 4 blocks here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. The corner, yeah, and nothing was here, you know. And he was so smart. He says, "This is where we're going to live. This is where we're going to die," you know. And he says that this is a nice place for his wife because of the arthritis that she had, and. So, and then we found out I got transferred down here and still worked for Young Market Company, and she came down here, and after we got married and everything, and we had Stephen just before he was about, maybe two years old, I guess, or something like that. And then she got employed by the water district. She worked there. In fact, she ran it because they had a bunch of men there, and she got employed there, and she did a very good job. And then through politics, you know, they said the men were going to want to take over, you know. And so, at that time, she started, and she was at high school for 1 year. She got elected to the board there. And then she came back, and then she come in, and she started running for office because she didn't like what things was doing, and then she got in the office here.
And then you got into real estate at some point, huh?
Yeah, I was real estate. I was selling meat here, and then I had about 3 or 4 jobs here. In fact, I had a job over in Palm Springs selling meat to the public, and I met all those movie stars. I mean, they come in there, and the guy with the gun, the rifleman, he came in there, and it was about 4 or 5 that come in, and then one of them is that his chef came in and bought everything for him, you know.
Well, now Mr. Santucci was also a meat man.
Yeah.
Did you work at the same period of time?
I sold meat to him.
You sold meat to him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were more like, were you like in the wholesale business,
Yeah,
and then he
yeah.
was more like in the retail?
Yeah, retail, that's correct.
I see. Because, I mean, he's still well known in this town for...
Oh, he's my old buddy.
Yeah,
me and him and the guy at hardware.
Jim Haydad.
Haydad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, there's not too many left, you know.
Well, Jack Webb is still around. I haven't seen him for a while. And John
Does
Furby.
he live on the hill up here or somewhere?
I think he lives out towards Sky Valley, I think.
I
I'm
see.
not really sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I think out Dillon somewhere, I think.
Uh-huh. And I think during the years I was in the office, I think we had about 4 recalls or 5 recalls. You know,
when you were mayor.
Yeah, I was mayor, and I was vice mayor for about 10 years.
Hmm.
Yeah, because I mean the mayor would come aboard, you know, and he didn't know where I was going, and then I had to lead him around, you know.
Uh-huh.
It just like that police station there. I did everything that, even me and what's the name, the city manager. We went and found out that we could borrow some money to build, you know, that thing. You know.
That's a beautiful building.
Oh, it is a gorgeous building. Did you want to cover one? Wait a minute here. I got one. Cover,
Okay, we'll stop for a minute. Huh?
You can have. Oh gosh. That old leg.
Yeah.
Anything or not? I know I have the picture of the building, and when it's dedicated. What the heck this is? I think so.
Yeah. We'll come back and sit and we'll look through it for a second. Yeah. Now, you probably heard that you knew Frank Pacina.
Who?
Frank Pacina. Norma Lee and Frank.
It's Frank.
Persina.
Corsini.
No, not Julius Corsini. No, this was a man
Corsina?
named. It was Norma Lee, his wife, and Frank Persina.
I don't know them that well.
All right. All right. This document is. This is something that I think. Let me see what the data is on this. Citizen's Guide to Understanding Redevelopment.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And because they're adding to the Redevelopment Agency right now in this town, and they've sent out something very much like this, but I don't think this is it. So maybe
No.
they probably use the same the same booklets all the time, you know.
Right, yeah.
But and you know that the city now goes all the way out to the 10. You know, it used to stop at before Dillon. It stopped the borderline.
Yeah.
And now they've got the borderline going all the way out
You
Palm.
know, this is what I worked on for years.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go this way toward Cathedral City because you know that was blocked off over there. You know,
Uh-huh.
because the Palm Springs coming right in there. You know,
Uh-huh.
and the mayor at the of the city, what is that, Cathedral City. At that time, she said, "Bill, why don't you take this? Because one of these days that you're going to need it." You know, I could not get any councilman to even think about it. You know, of course the fault line comes across there anyway. You know, and that's you know all that shrubbery's there. You know.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and so but we missed that. You know.
Well, I guess you kind of the old win some, lose some, huh?
Yeah.
At least we now,
yeah.
you know, go out to the freeway. People seem to be happy about that. These are just more of those things when they dedicated the
Fire station.
City Hall and Library.
Oh, that.
Yeah, but that's you were talking about the police building.
Yeah, that police. Okay.
Yeah, but these are all the same. They're just they're the old.
Yeah, we built the city hall and also joined together, and later we I think the county purchased it, or say it was some buy-in or something they wanted to take over, which we liked. We wanted them to, you know, because it was another headache on us, you know.
So this is the Carl May building, and that's the library building.
Yeah.
So, well, yeah.
I still got a lot of stuff.
Yes. Well, when you have another day that you're feeling better than average, you can.
I'm feeling better today than I felt in weeks and months.
That's fabulous. That's
I
great.
Really, I mean, I can walk. I still yesterday I went shopping, buying pieces of lumber and stuff. You know, I think I stood up about 4 hours or 5 hours.
Wow.
Building not building, but rebuilding Sunday back over here. You know, I got another unit that I'm redoing. You know, and I came home. I felt well, and I went to bed. I slept like a baby. And I got up this morning. I haven't never felt so bad.
That's great.
Better,
so
you know?
Good. Well, that's great. Well, I suppose that just the idea of kind of thinking about the span of your history here is exciting. It certainly is exciting to us.
Okay. Well.
So let's see. Tell me who was mayor then before you?
Schultz.
Oh, Schultz. Okay, Bill Schultz. His name was Bill, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Bill Schultz. Okay, and then you, and then who followed you? Was it Wyuker or was it somebody else?
You know, it's hard for me to tell because they had somebody jockeying around. Let's see here. Golly, I forgot. I think Corsini did.
Oh, okay, because I remember.
I think he did.
We need to. I myself am not clear on the whole line of mayors. That's one of the things we need to do is understand who followed who. But okay, so you were on the city council first, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was the vice mayor for
you said
6 years.
Yeah.
I was up there for 16 years, you know.
Wow.
Because I had mayors that come in. I mean, and then they made me vice mayor because I knew what was going on, and I didn't mind that. But in fact, I worked. I loved it as a vice mayor.
Yes, yeah. So did you meet there then in the chambers, the Carl May Center, once this was done up in 1972?
Carl May Center.
You know the end of this building here. That's what we're calling the Carl May Center now. So Carl May was a mayor at one point too.
Yeah, we met. That's where the meetings was always come, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, that was true.
Yeah. So what was it like? I mean,
well, it was like it's very hard to explain. These people here in Desert Hot Springs, you know, you have to know them to like them, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're going to do or say or anything. Every time I turned around, more or less when I was mayor, somebody is always making trouble. And I always I'm working up here on my place, and they come up and sit on me over here. Said, we had just had the, what do you call it? We just had a vote for us being by ourselves. What do you call it?
To be like an independent city.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And then within 3 weeks, they wanted to de-read it. You know? I said, you guys are crazy. He said, you know, this so-and-so, you know, did this and this. I said, well, let's wait and see what happens, you know? And I didn't never get mad because they couldn't. They see me anytime. When I had the store down there, they came in and, you know, stayed at the store. Everything. And I didn't mind because I knew what was going on in town then, you know.
Yeah, now I see in this thing here, it was William Schultz was the mayor, and you were the vice mayor, and then the 3 council members at that time were Forrest Carter, Anthony Dalkus, and John Red Keene.
Yeah.
Were the councilmen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Board of Supervisors, they had Norton Younglove and William E. Jones and Paul Anderson, Norman Davis, A.A. McCandless, and so on. So, okay, so you followed William Schultz, and Then you had your store down here on the corner of Gibson's Market.
Yeah.
Corner of Mountain View and Hacienda.
Yeah. I built that. Yeah. And I think I can't think it's a year, but yeah, when I was in office, I built it because I had an office there too. Because I mean, when the younger years, you know, I came in and I just took everything on my back. When we came in, we didn't even have no money to spend. And we had at that time we had a city clerk, and then we had another person, and then we had two. Finally, we got two police at that time, and they was all worn out. I mean, old men, you know. That's all we could get, and so and then that went through, and then finally, you know, I got tired of it. Now at this time, we was at that Mexican place. That Mexican place was City Hall.
Oh, that's the one that's called La Casita now.
Yeah.
It's a few doors down on by Haydette's hardware store, right?
Almost, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he was there. They was there, and we didn't. And we didn't have $1. I mean, you know, they left me doing everything, you know, because Santucci had his business, the other guys had his business, you know, well, I had one too, you know, but I just wanted to get involved all the time, you know, and finally I got involved, and I told somebody from the county or something, I said, by gosh, I said, well, they said, you don't have no credit rating. I said, well, listen, we just come a city. I said, we're going to have the money, you know. I said, so I finally got some money to make payments, you know, and then that went well, you know. But it was just, we had nothing. And then after being at that Mexican restaurant, we went on the top of the hill there on that, we rented a place there. That's what I told them. Let's get out of here and get over here. And then after we were there a while, I says, you know, we have to build our own place.
Okay, now what was on top of the hill? What direction are you pointing there?
It goes out to the other town there. What is it? Mission Lakes Boulevard.
Oh, okay.
Right on the corner, Minister Mexican Boulevard and
Palm.
Yeah,
Palm
right,
and
yeah.
Mission Lakes.
And
where was the building?
Right on the corner there.
It's not.
Yes, I mean, it was a house.
Is that the one that is kind of like modern looking with the roof going up at an angle?
It's right on the corner.
Okay, so you're coming up Palm and here's...
And you run almost right into it on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay.
Northwest.
Yeah. So it's a...
We was there.
Oh.
That's, you know, and because we had no more room down there. We had everything was in this little Mexican place, you know. We had no room to do anything.
Now,
the police didn't have a place or anything.
What do you remember about the population?
The population was very minor, and I think we had more churches than we had. I think we only had one bank at that time. It was the Bank of America that was on the down there, and then we had the population was about I'd say. Pretty about no more than 5,000 people there.
Right, about that.
I mean, that's counting everybody in the county, you know.
Yeah.
And the cars used to be park angle.
Right.
Because some old ladies, you know, couldn't drive good, and that made them help to get out.
Yeah, they couldn't parallel park.